Resiliency being the ability to react, respond, defend, strike back. So how do I do that? Is there a way for me to reduce the cost of having the adversary get in my system? Adversary comes in, steals a design package. Now they have all the plans for system XYZ. I have to go back and I have to redesign. I have to go back and re-implement XYZ so that the things they learned are no longer valuable. We need to reduce the value of our data. Particularly, we talked a little bit about post-quantum encryption and the store now, decrypt later problem. This is where this comes in. We need to reduce the value of our data, and the way we do that is to adapt and change and continue to update our systems.
I'll add that a couple of years ago there was a big data theft. I'll just say that, leave it at that. And the Department of War is spending a great deal of resources addressing the what was stolen and how we have less confidence in those systems now. Anything else to add? With that, Mr. Bush.
I'll try to bend down. Good morning, gentlemen. So I've had the pleasure of working with all of you gents. And we've talked about automating tools. We've talked about AI, all of those things. And that is the direction that the Secretary of War wants us to go, and that's where we're going. My question is a little bit different because it's something I probably haven't asked any of you before. When we talk about people, right? So as we automate these tools, we get more things out there. I was around going with Keegan when I did DNS over Unix. That went away with Windows, said, hey, we can automate this. So we lost some skill set there. First of all, do we anticipate losing a skill set, that subject matter expertise? What do you think impact that will have, right? I mean, I think it will have some impact because I think we're going to lose a little bit of knowledge once things are automated. And my next question would be, what do you anticipate, how do we keep that knowledge going if we do automate? Schools will stop teaching, things like that. So I'm just interested to see for our workforce what we would look at that being.
So I'll take that one on first. I think Admiral Grace Hopper said it best. A computer will never ask a new question. We need our people. People are the mission, okay? The jobs may change, okay? The skill sets may change, but it's the people who think through those problems, okay, that will be able to do what AI can't, and that's answer that new question. What happened here, right? Yes, there's a lot of analysis that a computer can do. We can automate it, and that's a big part of what AI is, but it's not a sentient being that can think through problems and connect the dots based on the evidence that they see. It doesn't have its own sensor. It doesn't have its own ability to see and touch and feel and really sense the environment. It can approximate it through sensors like radars and sonars and things of that nature, but it still cannot truly think. And so if we don't ensure that we maintain those capabilities, as long as those capabilities are out there, if there are no more Unix boxes, probably don't need the skill sets any longer. But what we have to focus on is the fact that jobs aren't going away, they're being created, right? We just have to start adapting to the new capabilities while keeping an eye in the rearview mirror because there's still stuff out there that requires those old skill sets.
And not trying to be the generalists that we were in the 90s. So there are very few of us left who have built a cable plant and written code that runs on a computer from soup to nuts. There are a few of us left that we've specialized, right? I saw it when I was running a company and we were hiring software developers in the mid 2000s to the early teens, and software developers that came in the door couldn't build a computer. That was foreign to me. I didn't understand that because I had to in order to do that. So we have largely passed the point where any individual human can understand the complexity of the environments and the things that we have to do without tools and without some flavor of automation. So it's not that the human goes away. To Scott's point, that we have to ask more complicated questions and we have to rely on technology to fill in the gaps that we can no longer do in our pitiful human brains. And the sooner we accept that, the better off we're going to be. Because if we're still trying to be the one person that understands everything, we're missing the point. We're missing the fact that we can't, and we have to have tools, and we have to have modeling and sim to put it all together and say, hey, what are the things that are out there that could happen to this thing that I don't even know to ask for? Over.
One thing I'll add is that systems that we have running in the enterprise that are sitting in a data center someplace, and you pick wherever they might be. The expertise to be able to do that, we can sort of deal with that. But when our operators take things out and they have less support, and all they have is this black box that they don't know how it works, how it connects, and maybe it has a high reliability, but there are those situations where you have to be able to fix what you got because you can't take lots of different copies of it. So you end up with this ability to do it and address it when it doesn't work well. And that includes how do these AI models work and so forth. But just from the Marines are going to take the lightest load possible to go out and do the mission. And if it goes down, they've got to have the ability to fix it. And there is this move toward changing skills. I'll just say changing skills, but which really means must have in that whole .mlpf stuff. I know it's being looked at on how it slows things down. I'll say slows things down, and the effectiveness of the outcomes of those. But high reliability is very important, and